Okay, so for capacitor, again, because for everything we assume that switching is happening at t is equal to 0. For our all our discussion, we assume that switching is happening at t is equal to 0. That means before the switching, the voltage across the capacitor is 0. Again, the voltage across the capacitor cannot change suddenly. That's why v0 plus v0 minus is equal to 0 only. Okay, so the switching at the time of switching, okay, just immediately after the switching at t is equal to 0 plus, okay, because the capacitor voltage is not changing, it remains same, and that too that is 0. That's why we consider that capacitor act as a short circuit at the time of switching. Capacitor acts as a short circuit, okay, because the voltage is not changing and that to 0. That means what? It is acting as a short circuit. Current could be anything, but the voltage is not changing. Okay, so the capacitor acts as a short circuit. So that's why in the opposite manner I can write in steady state. Steady state means, okay, very long after switching time, okay, after a certain duration, okay, uh, then theoretically we take a t is equal to infinite. Okay, switching is happened at t is equal to 0. Again, after a long time we are observing the state of the circuit. That state is called steady state. At t is equal to infinite, then the capacitor behaves in the opposite manner. Okay, so that at steady state the capacitor act as a open circuit. Capacitor act as a open circuit. Okay, so lastly we have seen this concept. Okay, again next for inductor. Okay, then for inductor again we'll write in terms of current. Okay, so for inductor, again, if you are operating the switch at t is equal to 0, before operating the switch the current across the inductor is 0. Again, the current across the inductor cannot change suddenly. That's why IL0 minus IL0 plus is equal to 0 only. Okay, so at the time of switching, that is at t is equal to 0. Okay, I closed the switch at t is equal to 0. Then I observing at t is equal to 0 plus. Okay, once if I observe at t is equal to 0 plus, the current across the inductor is not changing. Okay, previously this is 0. After closing the switch, just immediately after applying the switch, that is 0 plus, again the current is 0. Okay, the current is 0 and it is not changing. So that means the inductor act as a open circuit. Okay, at the time of switching, inductor act as open circuit. Open circuit. That means how the inductor will behave at steady state. At steady state, generally we take t is equal to infinite. At steady state, inductor act as a short circuit, that will behave in the opposite manner. Inductor act as a short circuit. Okay, now again one by one we'll try to realize in the different manner how it is acting as a short circuit or open circuit. Okay, first we take the capacitor. Okay, what is the at t is equal to 0 plus, immediately after the switch the voltage across the capacitor remains same, that is 0 only, because before the switching operation there is no voltage in the capacitor. Okay, so again once if you concentrate on the capacitor circuit, that will be in general this is a similar very simple circuit of the capacitor charging circuit. Okay, so the circuit will be like this is R and C, and generally the switch will be here. Okay, switch will be here. Okay, then the switch will be closed at t is equal to 0. Okay, so you are having some voltage, some source voltage. Okay, now our aim is to transfer the voltage from the battery to the capacitor. Again, you cannot transfer the voltage. You will transfer, actually you will transfer the charge, then finally the voltage will be developed across the capacitor. Okay, so again in the process of transferring the charge, definitely the current will flow. Okay, so current will flow. So that current I take, that is I of t. Okay, the current I of t is not a constant current, even though your battery is constant. Okay, battery is DC only. Okay, and resistance capacitor is there, but this charging current is not a constant one. Okay, the charging current will be very high at the beginning, it will be very low at the end. finally it will become 0, because in the beginning there is no charge here. Okay, it can easily charge. Okay, that's why more number of charges will flow from battery to the capacitor. Okay, that's why the current will be more in the beginning, but at the end the capacitor is fully charged. Again, the voltage across the capacitor, the voltage, source voltage will be same. Then when it is same, as per the KVL law, the current cannot flow here, because same voltage is there on the different terminal of the resistance, then current cannot flow. So okay, so finally, once if the capacitor voltage is same as the source voltage, the current value will become as a 0. Now what is happening initially? Initially capacitor is not having any charge. Okay, when it is not having any charge, we can consider that capacitor is having 0 volt. Okay, because it's very simple, because see, Q is equal to CV, we are telling. If Q is 0, if there is no charge in the capacitor in the beginning, again C cannot be 0. That means what? V has to be 0. Okay, that's why in the beginning, if the capacitor is not having any charge, then the voltage across the capacitor is 0. Voltage across the capacitor is 0. Now, okay, so again, what is our concept? Our concept is, even at t is equal to 0 plus, okay, suddenly you cannot change the voltage across the capacitor. Okay, because again even at Vc is equal to 0 plus, the voltage across the capacitor will be 0 only, approximately 0. Okay, then you are analyzing your circuit at some middle point. Okay, some, say for example, at t is equal to some t naught, something like that, some in the middle. Okay, you are in the middle time. Okay, at t is equal to t naught, somewhere you are analyzing the circuit. Then what would have happened? Okay, it is not very near to 0. Okay, but it is not very far from the 0. It is somewhere middle. Okay, it is somewhere in the middle. Okay, once if you take that time, then in the meantime the capacitor would have got some charge. Okay, once if some charge is there, okay, the capacitor got some charge. Once if charge is there, then the corresponding voltage will be there. Say for example, at the middle time you are getting 3 volt. Okay, possibility is there. Okay, say, because say for example, if Vs is equal to 5 volt maximum, if it is 5 volt, then in the middle it would have got 3 volt. Okay, gradually the voltage across the capacitor will be increasing gradually. Then in the some middle time we got 3 volt. Okay, again so 3 volt. Again, what will happen after this t is equal to t naught? It will become 3.1 volt, 3.2 volt, like that it will be increasing. Okay, actually the capacitor voltage will be increasing like this linearly. Okay, linearly it will be increasing. Okay, finally it will reach that 5 volt. Okay, after a certain time, definitely it will reach the 5 volt. But very near to 0, the voltage across the capacitor is 0 only. But after a certain time, very long duration, okay, it not necessarily to be infinite, but after a long time, the capacitor voltage may reach 5 volt. Okay, may reach 5 volt. Okay, then once if it reaches the 5 volt, okay, say after a long time, the capacitor voltage reached the 5 volt. Okay, this is 5 volt, and again your source voltage also 5 volt. This is also 5 volt. Once if both again if you see, concentrate on the resistance. Okay, again here also 5 volt, here also 5 volt, no potential difference. So once there is no potential difference, what is the current? I of t. Definitely the current I of t, okay, is 0. I of t is 0. That means what? The capacitor has attained its steady state. Okay, it has charged to its full level. Okay, at steady state the current flowing through the capacitor is 0. Then what is the current at the beginning? Okay, in the beginning the capacitor voltage is 0. That means here I am having 0 voltage, but here I am having 5 volt. Then I can get I, that I value is Vs divided by R, simply because now at the beginning the capacitor voltage is 0. This side I am having Vs, that means Vs by R, or otherwise in our example that is 5 divided by R, or otherwise this is the maximum current. Okay, so in the beginning the capacitor current will be maximum. Okay, but the voltage will be minimum. But gradually the current will decrease, but the voltage will increase. Actually, if you see, I can put it in one diagram. Okay, so once if you see, like say your current will be maximum, sir, in the beginning. This is the capacitor current. Your current will be maximum. Gradually it will be decreasing. Gradually, it will be decreasing. It will reach 0. So similarly, the your voltage across a capacitor will increase linearly, then it will attain its maximum value. It will attain its maximum. Again, this I max and V not necessarily to be same. Just I'm drawing its nature. Okay, your current is decreasing from its maximum value, whereas your voltage across the capacitor is increasing, okay, linearly increasing, and it will stop here. Okay, this is the voltage across the capacitor, VC of T. This is the current across the capacitor at any point of time, that is IC of ICT. Okay, so this is the nature of the voltage and current in the capacitor. Again, you can relate this equation with the help of that differential equation, because at any point of time I is equal to C dVc divided by dt. I is equal to C dVc divided by dt, or Vc is equal to 1 by C integration I dt, integration I dt. Okay, so this is the simple relationship between these two. Okay. Again, here the shape of the waveform may be different, but I'm just telling its nature. The current will decrease as the time progress. The current will be maximum at the beginning. It will decrease as the time progress, but the voltage will be 0 at the beginning, but it will increase as the time progress. That is the idea. Again, how it is exactly related, we will see with respect to problems, some problems. Okay. Now, what is the idea we got finally? So once if you have a capacitor circuit at I is equal to 0 plus, your current is Vs divided by R simply. That is the maximum current. Okay, the current will be maximum at T is equal to 0. And then what is the current at the end? At infinite, the current will be 0, because the source voltage, capacitor voltage, both are same. Okay, that's why the current is finally 0. Okay, once the current becomes 0 in the circuit, means I can assume that at T is equal to 0, the capacitor act as a open circuit. Okay, because the current is 0. Okay, we know that once the current is 0, that circuit we can call it as a open circuit. Okay, so at T is equal to infinite, capacitor act as a open circuit. Capacitor will be there, but its nature is like a open circuit. Okay, once if it is open, then the current at the time is 0. Okay, now already we had some understanding about how the capacitor voltage in the beginning, the capacitor voltage in the beginning, it not changing 0, then it is acting as a short circuit. Then in the opposite manner I have just written. Okay, in the opposite manner, at steady state the capacitor act as a open circuit. Okay, and again just we are trying to prove that. Okay, with the help of this example we are trying to prove that the capacitor act as a open circuit at steady state. Okay, at steady state. Okay, so what is the final conclusion? At steady state, capacitor is open circuit. That you should remember. Okay, so similarly for inductor, we'll see. Inductor. Okay, so again, at T is equal to 0 plus, you know, once if the switching is done at T is equal to 0, at T is equal to 0 plus, the current is 0 only, because the current across the inductor cannot change suddenly. Okay, so if the circuit is like this, one resistor and another one inductor is there. Again, for a clarity, I use some ampere current. You can take I or some 5 ampere current I am using, no problem. And this is one resistance. This is inductor. You know the current across the resistor is IR. Again, this one is IL. Okay. Again, now the switch is closed at T is equal to 0. Okay, switch is closed at T is equal to 0. Okay, so then what happens? What we are telling, before T is equal to 0, the switch is open, no problem. Again, after T is equal to 0, at T is equal to 0 plus, what will be the current across the inductor? The current across the inductor, what we are telling? See, I can write here. See, now I am going to analyze the circuit at T is equal to 0 plus. Okay, so switch is closed. I am analyzing the circuit at T is equal to 0 plus, but you are telling that current across the inductor at T is equal to 0 plus is 0 ampere. Okay, that means I can consider that the inductor is like a open circuit. Okay, at t is equal to 0 plus, you are telling that current across the inductor cannot change suddenly, even though the switch is closed, the source is connected. Immediately you will not get the current. Okay, that means at t is equal to 0 plus, you can consider that the inductor is like a open circuit. Once if it is open, then what will happen? The entire 5 ampere current will flow like this, no problem. Okay, the resistor can accommodate any amount of current. Okay, so even though the inductor is open, no problem, the entire current will flow through the resistance. Now what will happen after certain time, say at t is equal to t naught at some time, but not at steady state. It is a time between the steady state and the starting state, transient. Okay, it's like we are still in the transients. Okay, it is between the switching time and before the steady state. Okay, when we are in the middle, again what will happen? But gradually the current can increase. The current cannot increase suddenly, but gradually, because the current across the inductor can increase gradually. Okay, again it will reach the maximum value. It will reach the 5 ampere at some time. Okay, that state, after this time, that state is called steady state. Okay, it will reach the 5 ampere. After that, again it remains constant. It remains constant. It cannot increase beyond that, because source current is 5 ampere only. But at some time in the middle, okay, at t is equal to t naught, what would be the current? The current would be something like middle current. Okay, that current I can take some 3 ampere, for example. If it is 3 ampere, then that time how much current will be flowing across the inductor? Definitely 2 ampere, because at any point of time the KCL has to be satisfied. Okay, this is 5 ampere. Okay, once if it is 3 ampere, then that has to be 2 ampere. Then after a certain time, the current across the inductor will become 3 ampere. This will become 2 ampere. Then finally what happens? After this I will call it as a t steady state. Okay, after t steady state, or at t is equal to infinite. Okay, when t is greater than t steady state, that means your circuit has attained the steady state. Okay, or otherwise at t is equal to infinite, you can also consider, once if you have confusion, or otherwise you can consider like this also. At t is equal to infinite, what will happen? Your entire 5 ampere current will flow through what? It will flow through inductor, because entire 5 ampere will flow through inductor. Then even though the resistor is there, the entire 5 ampere is flowing through the inductor. That means what? If you have some current, if you are having more than one branch, two branch, if the entire current is flowing through one branch, then that branch will call it as a short circuit. That branch will call it as a short circuit. That means what? At a t is equal to infinite, that is at a steady state, the inductor act as a short circuit. Inductor act as a short circuit. Okay, so again if you see here, at I is equal to 0 plus, the current is 0. Okay, but I is equal to infinite, the current is maximum. That is, in our case, that is 5 ampere, that is maximum. Okay, maximum. Then what happens at this time? The inductor, how it is behaving? It is behaving like a short circuit. Okay, the inductor is behaving like, inductor will be there. Okay, but circuit point of view, if the entire current flows through the inductor, then we consider that inductor act as a short circuit. Okay, inductor act as a short circuit. Okay, so what is our conclusion here? For an inductor, we have started with this statement: inductor act as a open circuit. Okay, this we know from the electromagnetic itself. But at steady state, what is happening? At steady state, it acts as a short circuit. At steady state, it acts as a short circuit. That also we have proved with the diagram, simple diagram. Again, once the same thing we'll try to realize in the different format. Okay, same concept we'll try to realize in the different format. Now I come to the steady state concept. Okay, steady state. That means how the inductor, steady state, how the inductor and capacitor is behaving at steady state. Now we know, and again we'll try to realize in the different manner. Okay, so once if you take the capacitor again, see, when you are at a steady state, what is your time? Your time is infinite. Okay, when you are at steady state, your time tends to infinite. I'm not putting that is infinite. Time tends to infinite. Okay, once if the time tends to infinite, you know what would be the frequency, because always remember the frequency and the time is opposite to each other. if you try to increase the time, the frequency will reduce. Okay. If you try to decrease the time, the frequency will increase. That means if t tends to infinite, the omega tends to 0. And then you know the capacitor. For the capacitor, what is the impedance offered by the capacitor in general? The impedance offered by the capacitor in general is 1 by j omega c. So at a steady state, the omega is 0. Okay, at steady state, the omega is 0. That means what? Z is equal to infinite. That means what? The impedance offered by the capacitance is infinite. Again, once again, this is proving that at t is equal to infinite, the capacitor is open. At t is equal to infinite, capacitor open. Okay, we are with a different format, we are trying to realize the same concept. Again, the capacitor is open at a steady state. Okay, again, just now we have proved that at t is equal to infinite, the capacitor is open. The same thing we are trying to realize with this impedance concept. At t is equal to infinite, the capacitor is open. Okay, so then the capacitor is open at t is equal to infinite. Then what is the voltage across the capacitor? What is the current across the capacitor at infinite? Okay, anywhere t is equal to infinite, the capacitor is open. Now I will come to that very simple format. Once if the capacitor is open, resistance is there, you are telling the capacitor is open at t is equal to infinite. Okay, if I am applying 5 volt here, irrespective of the resistance value, then what would be the voltage here, sir? Anybody? Anybody trying? If I have some circuit like this, okay, 5 volt R and open circuit, what is the voltage here?
5 volt.
Is it
5 volts.
5 volt? Okay, irrespective of the value of the resistance, this is 5 volt. Okay, at t is equal to infinite, the capacitor is open, and also the voltage across the capacitor is maximum. Okay, so at t is equal to infinite, voltage across the capacitor is maximum. Voltage across capacitor is maximum. Again, what happens? See, once if you observe that capacitance voltage nature, it increases linearly, it attains the maximum, then it remains constant. Okay, at t is equal to infinite means don't think that only at t is equal to infinite you will get 5 volt. Actually, you will get 5 volt here itself at some time. T is equal to steady state. I call it as that time as a t is equal to. After t, once if your time is greater than TSS, then your voltage is 5 volt only. Just for analysis purpose, I'm writing here t is equal to infinite, t is equal to infinite to denote that it is a steady state. Okay, but it doesn't mean that steady state is achievable only at t is equal to infinite. It can be achieved well before t is equal to infinite, but after a definite amount of time from the switching. Okay, because switching is happening here, you can achieve the steady state here. Steady state means you are attaining your maximum voltage. Okay, then after that this voltage remains constant. Okay, it cannot go because the circuit become open, current cannot flow. Again, the voltage cannot be transferred, because again, if you get more than 5 volt, that is not at all possible, because your source voltage is 5 volt only. Again, you can get maximum 5 volt only across the capacitor. Okay, now once if it is like this, then I am interested in the current in this region. Okay, what is the current formula? I is equal to C dVc divided by dt. Then once if your time is greater than TSS, okay, the voltage across the capacitor is constant. Differentiation of constant is what, sir? Differentiation of constant is 0. Differentiation of constant is 0. That's why after steady state, your current will become 0, or otherwise we used to write like this: I infinite is equal to definitely 0. Okay, just after the steady state, your current will become 0. Okay, so once if the capacitor is open completely, then the current across the capacitor will become 0. Okay, we just proved it here with the help of the circuit. Okay, with the help of the circuit, we have proved it. Okay, once if you attain the steady state, the current in the circuit will be 0. The same thing we are trying to write with the help of the formula. Okay, your current will become 0. Okay. Next, for inductor. Okay, for inductor, what is again so again for inductor, what is our omega? Your time tends to, okay, time tends to infinite. Suppose we are interested in steady state, then definitely your frequency tends to 0. Okay, once if time tends to infinite, the frequency tends to 0. That means we are analyzing only steady state. Okay, so ZL is equal to j omega L, and then omega is 0. That means ZL is equal to 0. Okay, so once if ZL is equal to 0 means at t is equal to infinite, the inductor is offering 0 impedance. That means the inductor acts as a short circuit at infinite. Inductor at steady state, inductor is short. Inductor is acting as a short circuit. Okay, then once if it is a short circuit, then what is the current across the inductor? At t is equal to infinite, the current across the inductor is maximum. Okay, so the current across inductor is maximum. Okay, because we have seen it here itself. Okay, for inductor at t is equal to after a steady state, the current across the inductor is maximum current. Okay, so again, how it will increase the current across the inductor? It will increase linearly like this. Again, it will become constant. It will become constant finally. Okay, so again, this is the time and this is the current across the inductor. Say the maximum current is I naught. Okay, then what happens? This state, we'll call it as a steady state. After t steady state, the current will remain constant. Once the current is constant, what is the voltage across the inductor? V is equal to L di by dt. Okay, V is equal to L di by dt. Then if V is equal to L di by dt means again L after t is equal to steady state, this is constant. Again, the differentiation of the constant is 0. Okay, I am interested in t greater than t steady state. Okay, because this is steady state only. T steady state to up to infinite, that is called as a steady state. Okay, so differentiation of the constant is 0. Okay, that means what it is indicating, the voltage across the inductor is becoming 0. It is true only because if the inductor is short at t is equal to infinite, then definitely the current could be anything, we do not know, but the voltage is 0. So I can write VL infinite. That means voltage across the inductor at steady state is 0 only. Voltage across the inductor at steady state is 0 only, because once if you see at steady state, we are just making short circuit. Once if it is short circuit, what is the voltage here? The voltage there is 0 only. Okay. So the same thing we'll try to get with help of the Laplace transform. Okay, the same realization with respect to Laplace. Or yes, wait a bit. Okay, similarly for wait. Capacitor, inductor. Okay, same thing we'll try to get with help of the Laplace transform. Okay, again from the Laplace transform, again same thing only, where you can get for both steady state and transient state. Okay. Okay, first we'll concentrate on the capacitor. Okay, so again, what is the Laplace transform of the capacitor? That is 1 by SC. Okay, Laplace transform of the capacitor is 1 by SC. Again, now I am interested at t is equal to 0 plus. Okay, I am interested in the transient state just after the switching. Once if t tends to 0 plus, again, what I told you, omega is equal to 1 by t. If t is going to 0, then the omega tends to infinite. Omega tends to infinite. Then that means what? The omega is infinite, then the value offered by the capacitance is 0. That means at t is equal to 0 plus, the impedance is 0. That means what? At t is equal to 0 plus, the capacitor acts as a short circuit. Okay, capacitor acts as a short circuit. Impedance 0 means short circuit. Okay, or otherwise I can also analyze for steady state. Okay, steady state means t tends to infinite. Once if t tends to infinite, what will happen? Here again, don't get confused. S is equal to j omega. Okay, S and omega both are same. Okay, so instead of writing omega here, I can write S. Okay, this is S tends to infinite. If t tends to infinite, then S tends to 0. S is going to 0. Then Zs is equal to 1 by Sc, then it is infinite. That means at steady state, inductor act as a, at steady state, the capacitor act as a open circuit. Okay, at t is equal to infinite, capacitor is open. Capacitor is open. Similarly for inductor, again for inductor, once if t tends to 0 plus, what is S tends to? S tends to infinite. Okay, then what is ZL? ZL is equal to SL. Okay, then S is infinite. That means what? The at t is equal to 0 plus, inductor is open. Inductor, at t is equal to 0 plus, S tends to infinite, t is equal, as t tends to 0, S tends to infinite, that means this is infinite. Okay, if it is infinite, at the time of switching, at t is equal to 0 plus, okay, the inductor is open. Or at t tends to infinite, okay, then S tends to 0, that means ZL is equal to SL, that is 0, that means at t is equal to infinite, inductor is short. Okay, so the same thing we are trying to prove with the different manner. Okay, so finally what is the conclusion? Very simple. Okay, you take the capacitor and the inductor now how it is behaving. Okay, at t is equal to 0 plus, that means at the time of switching, capacitor act as a short circuit, whereas at t greater than t steady state, that means or at t is equal to infinite, the capacitor act as a open circuit. Similarly here at t is equal to 0 plus, inductor is open, whereas at t greater than t steady state or at t tends to infinite, then the inductor is short. Okay, finally you should know this difference. Okay, sir, is there any doubt in this?